Francisco Leon is the CEO of California Resources Corporation. Joins us now for a Power Lunch exclusive. And I think, is this your first ever CNBC interview?
It is. It is. Thanks for having me.
Well, I'm glad you could do it. Thank you for coming on. This is interesting. Before we get into sort of your company in general, $5.50 a gallon. I'm driving around here. I'm thinking, okay, there's a refinery going to be shut down, I think, later this year. They're talking about shutting down a refinery across the bay over this way. Benicia, not yours. That's a Valero refinery. What's going to happen to gas prices if all these refineries keep shutting down?
Yeah, affordability is at the forefront, and it makes sense. The energy is the economy, so it is something California deals with. Let me give you some stats. California consumes about 9% of the oil in the U.S. We also pay about 40% higher prices than the rest of the country. That's higher than Hawaii, so we do have a problem. The solution, though, is local production. The production that companies like California Resources produce in the Central Valley of California is the answer. It provides jobs, it provides resiliency, it lowers prices, and it also has a lower carbon intensity. So that's the answer, and that's what we're pushing forward.
There was a company, I don't know if you heard about them, they're called Chevron, and they were based just across this body of water, across the bay here on the other side, what they call East Bay, outside of basically San Ramon, California. They left. They're now in Houston, Texas. They still have some people left. What's it like running an oil and gas company in California, Francisco?
Yeah, you know, some people have made the business decision to leave. We, on the other hand, double down. We are a California-built business, and we're in the intersection of providing reliable, affordable, and clean energy. It's a big market. It's 40 million Californians, and the oil is still needed for many, many years. So it's a market that we like, and it's a market that we're going to be successful in.
There's obviously a lot of doubters. They hear oil and gas, they hear clean, they think there's no way. Now, you guys have just launching your carbon capture and storage facility. Kind of, you're sort of, if you know California folks, sort of out toward Bakersfield way. Realistically, how sort of clean or environmental can we do something that most people would deem to be just an unenvironmental thing?
California can do it the cleanest in the nation. And we just broke ground on the project. So we went from talking about the future of CCS to now the present. We broke ground. We're going to inject CO2 at the beginning of next year. We're going to decarbonize plants. And so here we have a cap and invest program that penalizes manufacturers and power plants for having emissions. So we're providing a market solution to fix that. And we're really excited about partnering with hyperscaler. They bring data centers into the state, and we expect demand to grow for power. They are looking for baseload, clean 24/7 power, and we can help with that.
Well, you either read my mind or I guess my notes, because that was my next thing. So I'm thinking you guys produce gas along with oil. Natural gas is generally a byproduct of drilling for oil.
That's right.
So all the gas is coming out of the ground. Is there an opportunity for you guys to supply that gas to some kind of new power facility and put a giant data center out by Bakersfield? You've also got a lot of sun, by the way. So is this an AI opportunity for your company?
Absolutely, and that's exactly where we're going to build it. We not only have the natural gas supply, but we also have a power plant with excess capacity. Lots of land to build, and now we have the CO2 storage site. So we think the Central Valley, close to Bakersfield, close to Taft, it's an ideal place to serve the LA market. As hyperscalers are coming for inference, low latency, we think that's going to be the site where data centers come, and we're in and out of the power plant.
And then this cement thing. Cement takes a massive amount of electricity and power to produce, but it's also very carbon intensive. You've got this net zero deal with a cement company. Tell us about that, because again, we need cement, but it is also one of these things that's incredibly energy intensive.
Yeah, and cement factories in California are looking for that net zero alternative. They get taxed on emissions. In order to stay viable and competitive, they're going to need to make those emissions go away. We can provide that service. It's something that we're tailoring our business to do, and ultimately, it's a market-based decision. What that means, people should pay more for the cement made in California than elsewhere because it's decarbonized.